Good afternoon. My name is Captain Rodney McIntyre. I'm from Orlando, Florida, where I live with my beautiful wife of 17 years, Josephine. We have two great kids, Jordan, who's 15 years old and just got her driver's license permit, and Pierce, who is 9. We are very active in their school activities. Jordan plays violin, first string, and track and field, and Pierce does Cub Scouts. I'm currently stationed at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida, with the 927th Aeromedical Staging and Training Squadron. I've been there since 2012, but I'm currently deployed to Bagram Airfield at Craig Joint Theater Hospital, and will be here for a little while longer. In my civilian job, I am a clinical nurse manager for the Innovation Unit at Celebration Hospital, which is right next to Disney World. I've been there for about 10 years now. My college field, I started off at Valencia Community College, where I earned an associate in nursing. After being in nursing for 2 or 3 years, I went back and got my bachelor's of science in nursing from Nova Southeastern University. And as of last month, I just completed my master's in nursing for leadership and a master's in business administration from Grand Canyon University. If I had anybody who's pushed me to become an officer in the Air Force, it would probably be my prior supervisor at the Coast Guard. I'm prior enlisted in Coast Guard, Thor Villani, who helped me find the path and talk to the people who I need to talk to transfer over to be an officer in the Air Force. My clinical experience, I started off in a med-surg unit. I worked there for 2 years before going over to a clinical decision unit as a charge nurse. I worked there for a year and then went on to the cardiac catheterization lab. Worked there for a little while and trained to be an intensive care nurse. After being an intensive care nurse for about 5 years, I went on to be a rapid response nurse for the hospital. I did that for about a year and a half and went on to be an assistant manager. And then starting 3 years ago, I became the manager of the innovation units. After taking the personality test, my personality traits are INTJ/A. It says I'm very analytical, which I agree. I believe that I sometimes overanalyze things, but I also feel like nothing's impossible with enough effort, intelligence, and thought. I am very self-confident. I use insight and logic, which allows me to push innovation, sometimes through just willpower and tenacity. I do sometimes have difficulty working with people who don't make sense. If you come to me with a logical thought process, I'm pretty open-minded, and I can even agree with things that normally I wouldn't have, or I had a different view on. But if you have a logical point, I will take that into consideration, and I can adapt to that. I'm pretty quick on my feet, which was made me a good rapid response nurse. I'm imaginative, so I can overcome obstacles that I may not have the right tools, but I'm usually pretty good at making things work. I do have a high level of confidence, which sometimes may come across as arrogant, but I don't intend to be arrogant. I just, for the most part, know what I'm doing and want to get the job done, want to take the best care of my patient as I can. I'm very hardworking and determined. I've pushed my way through almost 8 years of college, working and doing the resort at the same time. And I think I'm a jack of all trades. I tell things straight, and I'm honest.